Thank you very much for having me. So my name is Tracz. I'm CEO of Pipso.com, and we make social plugins, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. So basically, everything right now revolves around communities, and that's the big topic of today, and that's the future. Because without community, there's nothing. We don't have anything if you think about it. Everything that we do right now on the web is relates to other people. So what you have Facebook, you're sharing your status updates with all the other people. You have your blog, and you're writing not for it to be lost on the web. You're writing for the blog to be read by someone. And that's not only the case with that. All the other companies like Spotify, they're for sharing songs. The company of your own blog is basically a big journey. It's a big journey, and you start it usually alone, but then you build your content, and that's the basic premise of it. So let's start with a little bit of background. So that's Matt, our CTO. That's me right there. We're digital nomads, and we basically are location independent. So we work everywhere. We have our own teams spread around the world, and Matt will have just applied to be a speaker at the WordCamp Bangkok in February, and he's going to be talking about successfully managing a remote team and how we do it, because we do have people in different time zones, and those people are working hard to make everything happen. We started with Joomla, working our way up, and basically making sure that we gained enough experience with creating not only websites but also applications. And we started together also working with Joom Social. I don't know if you heard about this. It's a Joomla-based extension that was created by Azrul Rahim. He was your own, let's say, homeboy, right? And some of you may know him. So we used to work on the Joom Social project as well, and creating communities. So we know how to create communities, and because Joomla is kind of not the most trending CMS right now, we were kind of forced to move our business to WordPress. So here we are. And we know how the websites usually start. So they kind of started like that. So people wanted to express themselves, and they created this, which is the very basic. So welcome to David Naylor's website. By the way, I just found it on the web, right? Like a really old website from year 2000 or 2001. And that shows the need for expression and the need that people have for sharing their thoughts, for sharing their content, and the need to be heard and read. But again, that's not the core for it, because we want to hear back some feedback, right? So this is when the guest, basically the guest pages came in, and people were asking, oh, just, guest book, leave a comment, the general comment on the website. And we all saw right now from this, when it was released, it was an amazing design, amazing web application. Everyone was like, wow, we can actually interact with a website. And that was unimaginable at this time. Right now, when you look at it, you're like, well, why? Why would you ever even like the styling of it is, just stop, right? But it's not about the styling, it's about the interaction. So people wanted to hear back the feedback. They wanted to hear what their readers have to say about their content. So then this is actually from my own blog, but I'm not going to share the details. But then we have the nice layouts, you have the blogs, you have the pictures, you have the more interaction that you want, and WordPress allows that. And then you have the comments under every blog post. So you can leave comments under blog posts, and you can actually talk back and forth with people, your readers, and leave your comments. Oh yeah, this was a great article, or no, not really. If you think about it, no, you don't really have a point. So you can argue with people on the internet, which is the greatest thing ever, if you ask me. Because if someone points out a mistake, you can't possibly be arrogant enough to just go like, no, I'm right. No, I know the best. No one knows the best. I'm not an expert, like the fullest extent of the word on this topic. I'm just here to give you my take, and hopefully I can inspire you to do something with your blog, right? But again, coming back to this, so people are leaving the comments on each blog post, and Discuss is just one of the engines for commenting. It's shared across the web, and you can use it on pretty much any platform, because that's what it does. It's a basic of a community. not even based within the boundaries of your own website, not even based within the WordPress alone, because again, you can use it pretty much on any other platform that you can think about because of the APIs and whatnot. So that's a great start, I think. But then, what about the other community aspects? Because again, commenting back and forth on content is great, but then, you know, comments are not the end of the world. People want something more. People want to share. People want to react. So then, I think someone mentioned that even the Star Wars community is using WordPress, right? So the official Star Wars website is using WordPress as the base for their own community. And people go there and people share their experiences. People write their own blog posts and whatnot. So they're there to collaborate in a bigger sense of a word. So the Star Wars and the WordPress gives them a platform for expression. So you have your own blog, you have your own community, you have created dozens of blog posts, but then the blog posts, they have comments, so you already have some dedicated readers, and those readers sometimes come back to your website, they visit from now and then, but they don't feel that you're giving them the way of expressing themselves. You don't give them the way to share their thoughts, anything above the comments themselves. So why not create a community blog? And I know what you're thinking, okay, community blog, but what about, so if you have, for example, a travel blog, right, and you're writing about your travels, why not let other users share their own travel experiences? If I traveled across Asia, I've been to these countries, why not allow my readers, those who comment on my blog posts, why not allow them to create their own blog posts and to share their own experiences? It's the same with cooking blogs. You can have your own favorite recipes, you can share your own recipes, but why not allow others to share their own recipes? Like Thanksgiving dinner. The biggest Thanksgiving dinner for the Americans was, I think, last night, if I'm not mistaken, 2 days ago? Thursday, anyway. So the need for sharing is big, and you can actually see it. Personal blog, sure, as I said, you can have, let's say I have my own personal journey and I'm writing about my feelings. So why not allow other users share their thoughts on how do they feel about given topics? Why not tell them, hey, you know, Mike, I wrote this blog post and I described how, you know, a loss of my father or whatever, how this hit me. So other people can join in and they can not only comment, but they can share their own stories about loss or great things about marriage, about being in a great relationship, about having best friends and whatnot. So personal blogs, all for it. People share. And then if you love your bike, that's actually me hugging my bike. Yeah, it was the last time I saw my bike. But anyway, so motorbike blog, same thing. Share your routes, share your favorite routes from point A, or from like driving around Bali, which Matt and I did a couple of times actually. We just jumped on the bikes and we drove around the island, or took a ferry and drove around the other island. And we have lots of memories, lots of pictures, great stories. And if I have those and people come who are also bikers and they come to my blog to read about it, why not let them share the same thing? Not exactly maybe the same, you know, stories because they haven't been there with us, but share their own biking stories. And again, I can't think of a topic that you cannot have a community blog revolving around. Can anyone? You find a person with something to say, there's going to be 5-10 more people who have an opinion on it, at least. I'm pretty sure you're having an opinion on this presentation. I'm pretty sure I'm having an opinion on your presentations. So whenever you want to share, just do it. So the question is, but why would you create, why would you want to create a community blog? The question should be, why not? I don't see why not. If I'm giving my users the platform to create and to express themselves, this only drives the whole website and the whole community forward. Excuse me. If I allow people to write blog posts, they don't just come to my website, they read what I wrote, they forget, maybe they comment, they leave again. they are writing their own stuff. So they're actually creating content. And users, they love new content. That's what they come to your website for. They come to read, they come to engage with your website. And Google, all the other search engines, new content drives more people, drives more traffic, your community, your blog gets more popular. This is only the dream come true. I can't honestly think of any downside to this. And if you think about it, it's less work for you as well, because you can have your own blog, your own kind of like, here we have 2 tracks. So your 1 track, this, and the 2nd track. So you can have 2 tracks, you can have your own blog and being an expert in your field, however you want to call it, depending of course on the blog. And then you can have your community-driven blog where Sue, Taylor, Matt, whoever, they wrote their blog posts and they shared some thoughts on the topics that relate to your blog, of course. So when you have people creating content, that doesn't mean that you have to put something out every week. Because, you know, being consistent is something that also makes people come back to your website. So just let them write some stuff, schedule it. You can take vacation, a week off here, a week off there, and the content gets created itself. So when you think about having a community blog, it's not only creating content, it's also that I've been published factor. So if I write a blog post and I write an article, and me as a regular user, this has been published on whatever website it may be, my favorite blog, I'm gonna be all around my personal social media saying, hey guys, I've been published, go check it out, like it and share it more because I have been published. And that's the other thing. Your site gets more exposure to friends of friends of friends who are kind of putting this social pressure on their friends, like, okay, you should share it because it's me. And people like, share it. Maybe it will find more people who are interested in what you have to say and what your users have to say, having your community blog. So there's really no downside to that. And if you think about it, what it says, the word of mouth is worth more than any ad, and this is true. So if I have been talking with Matt today about it, if I tell him, hey, this is this great cafe, I've had like the best coffee in years, but it's only rated like 6.0 on Foursquare or whatever. If he found it on Foursquare, he wouldn't probably have gone there. But if I say, hey, go check it out, he takes my word for it because I have experienced it. So he actually believes me because my word means something to him. So it's worth more than any other banner on the, like throughout the city on the website or whatnot. So another big question, how do I actually do it? I'm actually asking you. Anyone has any ideas how to do it? How to start a community blog? Okay. So the thing is, there's no one way to do it. There's no one recipe. The thing is that you can do it however you like. But what I find the most engaging right now is basically doing a competition. Simple as that. Create a writing competition. That's it. So announce on your blog that you will be holding a competition. So if you have a travel blog, ask your users to share their stories from travels. Set the word limit, the photo limit. What do you want? It's your competition. You can have whatever parameters you want. So you ask them to create those blog posts, to submit them, those articles, to submit them to you. You review them, of course, and you go with the competition. So it's your competition. All you need to do is announce it and have simple rules. So there was a talk by Dustin earlier about gamification, and that's something that resembles this topic greatly as well, because it's not only about that I've been published factor, but people want to win something. People want to achieve something. Not only like write, forget, share, whatnot. So if you hold a competition, promise some rewards. It can be something as simple as adding a writer's badge to their name on your website. So if you have a blog, you have the username, add a little badge to it. There's a multitude of extensions, plugins that actually can do it for you. If you can, give them some swag. That's not a problem. So it's all up to you. It's your blog, it's your community, you know them best, so you know which kind of competition to hold and what rewards to promise. And what's really important here is a time limit for a competition. If you just announce that, hey, there's a competition, I know this may be kind of obvious, but trust me, it's not. I've seen competitions like that going on forever. And people were like, okay, so we're gonna have a competition and there's no time limit, like wherever you can. And then people just never finish. So hold, again, that depends greatly on your blog and your people. Hold a competition for, let's say, given a time frame, 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks from this date. First of all, it's a good time frame, 2 weeks, so for the message to actually get to your users, announce it wherever you can, of course. And after 2 weeks, you close it off, you have gathered all the submissions. After the competition is kind of closed, the submissions time, then you just pick a handful of them. Just narrow it down. Depending, of course, if you got 100, maybe narrow it down to 10. If you got 10, narrow it down to 3. Depending on the number of submissions and in your own community, just narrow it down. That's it. Pick your favorites. And let your community decide on the winners. That's the other thing. Because if you decide you're being very like tyrant-like, this is not what it's about. It's about community. It's about asking people for their opinion, empowering them. So if you picked your own favorite 3, your own favorite 10, let's stick with 10. You picked your own favorite 10 ones, you already know you like them. You're already there. You already know they're good. Maybe they need some fixes here and there, but you already know that these people are good writers, at least based on that one article that they have submitted for the competition. And then, again, have 1 week for the voting period. Power to the people, empower them, tell them, hey, there's this thing, just vote. The best 10, just pick top 3, let's say, and give out the rewards. So the competition is done, the rewards have been given away, and what to do with those articles. They are already published, so the articles are already there on the website. They're gathering more users because, again, Google, search engines, everything gets indexed. So what do you do then? Hold another competition? Can, but why? Maybe do it periodically, because holding a competition is it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, you have to review everything. So sometimes one competition is enough. Maybe hold it every quarter to get more great people. But then, again, power to the users and have let's say the finalists. So you have the fantastic 10 of people. So basically what you have created right now by choosing those people is your starters, your power users. And those users are the ones, if they took part in the competition, they already won, they already spread the word that they've been published. Some of them have won, they already spread the word that they have actually won something. And they're bringing more traffic to your website. They're bringing more people to your website who are interested in your content and in their content. So they already are interested in writing. You're probably doing it for free. Let's start with that. Maybe except for the badges and little rewards, whatever you're willing to give them. And then approach them, each one by one, because you probably know them already a little bit based on what they wrote. Approach them and talk to them about the possibility of a cooperation. Ask them, simply. So I have this travel blog. I publish like once a week or once a month or whatnot. So would you be interested in, since you travel as well, would you be interested in kind of cooperating in this endeavor? Maybe you write 1 blog post, 1 article a month. That's about it. That's all you need. You have 10 people and you have 1 blog post a month from each of them. Some of them will say yes, some of them will say no, but it depends on the community. So let's say all of the 10 users agreed, right? So you have 1 article per month from all those users. That's pretty much 120 blog posts per year. That's a lot if you ask me. 120 new blog posts per year. That's pretty much a new blog post every 3 days. Every 3 days there's new content on your website. And you don't have to do anything except for read it, review it, and publish it. It's all you need to do. And it pretty much beats on every single level the effort and the time that you need to put into writing your own content, creating your own content. So if you pass on the content creation to other users, other members of your community, and they are good based on whatever criteria you have set for your own community, for your own people, then your blog just flourishes. There's no downside to that. This is actually one of our clients. The website is called mydisabilitymatters.club. This is a community revolving about people with disabilities. And they have, so this guy, Liew, is the man behind the community. He's actually visually impaired, he's blind, he can't see anything. That's why this is not the best look if you ask me, but that's a different story. But if you see, there's a blog post written by all different people. Those people are contributing to his community. This is a community, and to his community blog. This is a community revolving around disabilities, whatever they may be. And he is empowering his users. He is using the general topic and his community to, so it's not just sitting around, okay, so I'm just gonna read about my disability or whatnot. No, he's giving people who have these disabilities, he's giving them a way to express themselves, to share something from their side, from their journey through life. So they're sharing their stuff, they're getting comments on their blog posts, they're interacting with more people. And that's definitely something that's worth doing. That's just one. It doesn't have to be a travel blog, it might as well be something like that, and that's kind of admirable if you ask me. So seriously, what can a community do? This is like starting your own community blog is just like one level of everything, because it is. Starting a community blog is one thing, but as I mentioned earlier, Facebook, they don't have content. You are creating content. I am creating content. My friends, your friends are creating content. Airbnb doesn't own hotels. They just don't. Uber doesn't own cars. All they do is they provide a platform. Provide a platform for your users to express themselves. They will create a content. Maybe you can start your own blog, your travel blog, your blog revolving around motorbikes, your blog revolving about your personal feelings, your blog revolving around whatever it may be. Start your own blog, sure, but then empower your users and get them to create the content. And you just kind of take a step back, administer it, and see how it goes. That's all you need to do. It's not easy to get it started, but it's definitely worth it. Just like right now, what can a community do? WordPress was created by, one people who forked something, and then a friend of that person named it WordPress, and they're not here in this room. We are in this room. There are hundreds of thousands of WordPress developers, millions of WordPress users who are creating content, tens of millions of people who have interacted, even hundreds of millions of people who have interacted and heard the name WordPress. They couldn't have done it alone, just two guys or one guy. It's just not possible. What they did, they created a platform. Just like right now. Had it not been for Sam, Rindy, Nazrin, and Liew, we wouldn't be here. And they wouldn't be here if it were not for WordPress, for the platform. So it's not about creating your own content and grinding all the time, because it makes no sense. You can only do so much. When you're a teacher, you can teach maybe 10 classes a day, max, and then you go like fully brain dead. I know, I've been there. I used to be a teacher. It's just not possible to do more. So you can only do so much. When you're a developer, you can only do so much. When you're all alone, you can only do so much. But when you empower other people to do something, then they are creating the content. They're kind of working for you, whether they're working for themselves as well, or they're just working for you as volunteers and whatnot. So, Sam, what would you be doing if it weren't for WordPress?
I'll probably sailing in Caribbean, probably.
Lucky man. Who here has a blog? Like your own personal blog? Okay, can I ask you a question? Do you allow other users to post on your blog? Yeah? How did that turn out for you?
First of all, it helped me in knowing their ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, it brought traffic as well.
Mm-hmm.
It helped in networking and growing the blogging family.
Yeah.
So there are umpteen number of things I can't sum it up in a minute, but it helped me a lot, and I think I would recommend everyone to do it.
Yeah. Can you see any downside to that? To opening your own platform, your own website, to having your own community and write stuff and contribute?
Maybe hackers, but yeah, that can be controlled.
Yeah, of course. From technical perspective, yeah, that's open. Who else? Who else has a blog? You. Okay, you sir. You have a blog. Do you allow other users to post on your blog? No.
No, because I'm just showing my gallery, my designs, and if anybody want to comment, you can go to Instagram or another social apps.
So you're sharing your designs,
Yes.
like website designs or general designs?
General design, 3D, motion, logos, something like this.
So imagine opening your blog, your website to a community, and other designers come and talk and they share their own designs.
No, actually, I'm showing my design to my clients to show to see my works.
Mm-hmm.
We have Behance, we have another platform. We can continue with the others.
Okay, so maybe we have one example where it won't be the best solution here. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, can anyone name one downside to this, to sharing your own or opening your own blog?
Make others popular?
Others popular. But if it's your platform and other people become popular, right? Justin Timberlake is maybe not as popular as Facebook, but he's probably more popular than Mark Zuckerberg, but he's still on Facebook. Okay, so one thing that I also want to mention is the communities that we have built together with Matt and our clients. They are communities which are running around different topics. So the topics, again, there are abundance of topics, and those people are creating their own communities revolving around, well, pretty much anything. And when there's an opinion, people want to comment on it. People want to express themselves. Okay. Yeah, he definitely has a comment. Yeah. So when your community, when you empower your community, and I think that's one of the things. When you empower your community, not only you can take a step back from all the work that you've been doing and from all the content that you worked so hard on creating, but you also can later monetize pretty much everything that you have done. Because I'm not only talking about ads, but if your community is revolving around software, or if your community is revolving around biking again, or traveling, you can have your ads for Airbnb, for hotels or whatnot. So there's a multitude of ways also to make revenue from all the blogs, and not only based on the content that you have created, but also on the others. So I think that's one of the final words. So I want to thank you guys very much for having me. I think I cut it a little bit short, but the main topic, I think you got it. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.